What's going on? I'm Janika Renee here with former Tiger Trey Draper. How are you today?
Great, how are you?
I am great. So, first of all, let me tell you, I love your smile and your positive attitude. It's so amazing to me.
I appreciate that. My mom, she always made me smile, so I guess it comes natural.
Okay, I like that. And so you went to Mitchell High School before you went to the University of Memphis. What exactly made you want to come to the University of Memphis?
Actually, growing up in Memphis, it's kind of hard not to love University of Memphis. I mean, grew up before the Grizzlies got here, so all I knew was blue. Tiger Nation through my grandfather, through my father. So it was just it just came natural. It was a dream come true for me to even have the opportunity to come here.
So who planted the bug in your ear? I know that your grandfather and your father were major fans of the university, and your mom and grandmom as well. So how did they plant that seed in your ear to go ahead and come to Memphis?
You could say that. You could say they were the 100% influence of me coming here. Other than just the fan base, they were my influence. Just wanting to stay home, be with them. So yeah.
So Josh Pashner recruited you. How did that whole process go?
Coach Pashner came here my summer of going to my 11th grade year. So I met Coach Pashner through Coach Calipari, through my grandfather and father. So, we talked about it. He knew about my roots and, my last name through my grandfather being associated with the University of Memphis. And, I mean, we talked about it one day, and it just, I worked hard, went to class, they did everything that he told me so that I could have an opportunity to come here, because he told me what he was looking for, because he wanted to keep the program going. And it was just a blessing for him to even give me an opportunity. So, it's just a blessing to be here.
Right. So at Mitchell, you played both basketball and baseball. Why did you stop playing baseball? Did you want to stop, or how did that work out?
I'm not going to say I necessarily wanted to stop. Baseball it's a natural love. Like I said, a lot of people actually told me I was better at baseball, but, through my father and grandfather once again. But being here, basketball is a passion, and you have to be 100% committed. And that's one thing where Coach Pashner, he really told, like if you here for basketball, And it wasn't because of him that I stopped. He presented the opportunity to do both, but my love of the game for basketball was so much different, and I had aspirations of winning the championship or going to the Final Four, that I felt like playing baseball would hinder those aspirations, because I needed to be there because my team depended on me for other things.
Do you ever wish that you would have changed your mind and stuck with baseball, or do you ever think about going back to baseball?
I always think about going back, but far as I feel like everything happens for a reason. So I really don't, look back and say, man, I regret playing basketball, or I regret I didn't play baseball. I feel like, everything happens for a reason. I feel like I have the talent where I could go back, and if I work hard enough to maybe make it to some part of the next level. So, I love the game of baseball, and I figure, one day that if time permits, that I would love to coach the sport and give back, because, like I said, my father, he put the baseball in my hand. He put the basketball in my hand. So it was one of those things where, you had to choose, and I chose basketball, honestly, because of my connection in the city and me being wanting to be a basketball coach. So I felt like, I had to go choose a route.
So describe your experience here as a University of Memphis Tiger. Obviously, you bleed blue, like we all do. Hallelujah. So describe the experience being on the team, being on campus, and everything.
Man, it's like I said, people say we have the best fan base in the country. Like it's not exaggeration. Like I said, it's a blessing. I mean, just being here, being able to be a part of it, and to see what former guys that went through, because those guys laid a pipeline for us. You talk about Andre Turner, Elliot Perry, Anthony Hardaway, Rodney Newsom. All those guys are from Memphis. So growing up, watching those guys, it's one of those things like, man, they represented the city well. You see their face in the city, and they're still recognizable. So it's one of those things where, like, man, maybe I could be as good as he was, or maybe I can change the city like he did. And so it was bigger than, staying home was bigger than basketball. At first it was all about basketball, but as you got older and as I got more wiser with myself and my former teammates, we realized that basketball could change this city. And, someone would have to take a stand. And that's kind of the route that we took when we decided to all come to the University of Memphis together.
So describe your relationship with the players. You say y'all came together. Who is y'all?
When I say those guys came together, myself, Tarek Black, Joe Jackson, Chris Crawford. Those guys were the main core from Memphis. We all signed. That was our 4 from Memphis that signed in 2010. Right. So that's when I say came together, we all came from the same background, as in Memphis. We all went to different high schools. We all played each other. We played on the same AAU team. So we made a pledge and a commitment to stay together. And we wanted to come here and change the city together.
So who do you say you had the closer relationship with, do you think?
It just depends. It just depends on what what type of relationship you mean. From a basketball standpoint, all of them. Mm-hmm. From a friendship, family standpoint, I would have to say Tarek Black and Joe Jackson. Like I said, we all grew up together. We've been knowing each other. I've been knowing Joe since middle school. I've been knowing Tarek since my 9th grade year. So, and those guys, and I say, not to knock out Chris and Adonis, I mean, those guys, they came into Memphis with us as well. Like I said, I've been knowing Chris since I was 10 or 11. So we all knew each other. Mm-hmm. And so I say our relationship is still like a brotherhood. Like I said, we might not talk every day, but if I pick up the phone, I call them, they'll answer. They'll answer, or they don't answer, they'll hit back. It's always one of those things where we see each other, you can't take away the 4 years of what we did and the past experience that we had, because it's, like I said, it's bigger than basketball, and we all have bigger dreams. But knowing those guys that actually came here, we all have a vision in place for the next 10 years that I feel like we can all become successful.
Right, and I see that too as well. So during your time here at Memphis, you were involved in a horrible car crash. Do you care to talk about that?
Yeah, I don't mind talking about it. Yeah, I was actually leaving Mitchell High School, my former high school, as you mentioned. I was leaving there for my homecoming game. Man, it was a blink of an eye. I was hit by a drunk driver, had multiple injuries, but by the grace of God, I'm still here. Like I said, because they let me know that day changed my purpose for living. Like I said, I was going through some things with my grandmother, and I was kind of shaky about certain situations, didn't know, but that day just showed me that you're here for a reason, and that you're here for your family. You need to be here because people look up to you. And that just changed my whole mind frame. So, like I said, being hit by a drunk driver, sitting out my freshman year, like I said, I sat out the whole year. I missed 8 months. Mm-hmm. From January, I didn't come back until maybe August, September of next year, of my sophomore year. And that just opened my eyes. That's one reason why I don't drink today, because, like I said, I've never touched an alcoholic beverage and don't want to drink. And that's one of the reasons why. I saw my life flash before my eyes. All I could think about after I got out the car, I was actually stuck in the car. So I had a broke hand, so I couldn't really open the door. I had a knee contusion where I couldn't. So by the grace of God, I had a picture of my grandmother in the car. I just grabbed it, and just by the grace of God, I kicked out the one and was able to get out. And from that, I don't even remember. I remember going to the hospital, but after that, I really don't remember what happened.
Everything just blacked out.
It blacked out. I do remember calling my dad. I remember, and that's pretty much it. I told him I'm on 3rd and Brooks, right in front of McDonald's. I just had a car accident. I was hit by a truck. So I was in a Honda Civic, 2009 Honda Civic, and he was in a dually truck. And all I remember just calling him, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I woke up in the hospital.
So how did your teammates react when you told them, or when they found out that you were in this car crash?
Man, first person that called was Wesley Witherspoon. Wesley called me. Wesley had just been suspended by the team. He was suspended, so he called me. Like I said, man, they all showed up at my house. It was just that right there, I feel like brought us closer together, because some of the things we went through as freshmen, we were 17, 18 years old. Like I said, I just turned 18, and I do remember Chris was 17. Joe was 18, Tarek was 18. We was the younger. Will Barr was on the team, so all of us were young, and I remember 4 or 5 of them showed up at my house that night, and a couple of them the next day. And so and I had a sling on, I was on a crutch. So, they saw me walking in practice. I surprised me in practice the next day. They was like, whoa, like, you supposed to be at home. But like I said, through my mother, through my father, just the motivation of my grandmother after her passing, that motivated me just to get through it, because she lived with 6 cancers. She had 6 cancers. She died from a heart attack. So I knew if she can get through 6 cancers, I can get through a car accident. And that's kind of the mind frame that I have. I feel like I can get through anything because of the things that she went through.
That is very powerful. The power of your grandmother, that is so very powerful. And another thing I want to talk about is was it your sophomore year that you got diagnosed with the eye disease?
It was actually, I went to get tested for my eyes. They didn't find anything. I knew something was wrong, but they didn't find anything.
How did you know something was wrong?
It was just blurry. Things were a little blurry. I was still driving. I was still playing basketball. Like I said, I didn't start wearing contact. I didn't find out I got diagnosed until after this year. It was after the basketball season of my senior year. So I played the whole 4 years. I don't know when it occurred or how it happened, but I finished my career at the University of Memphis when I found out. And the rest is history.
So tell me about it. What exactly is it called, and how do you deal with it on a day-to-day?
Okay, it's called keratoconus. Most your cornea is supposed to be shaped like a basketball. Like I said, it's supposed to be round. Mine was kind of fading. It was kind of going like a football. Okay. And so what that did was they made your sight blurry. And so now I have a contact that's a hard lens that sits on the cornea. Most people wear soft contacts. Mine is hard, so where it won't bend. So it sits on your cornea to where it keeps it. It tries to stiffen it. And what the surgery did that I had last July, and I'm going to do the left eye next month, it stiffens. It stops it. It stops the progression of the disease. And so, like I said, a lot of people. This is how I know the guys in my life. A lot of people don't really progress from like I said, get better. But mine's actually got better. My right eye actually got better. So hopefully the same thing happened with my left eye.
So where are you going for these examinations?
Indianapolis. I have to go to Indianapolis after the surgery. I go to Indianapolis 6 times a year. After I do the surgery, I'll be there for this. I have a follow-up. Then I come back to Memphis. I do a 1-week follow-up. Okay. Then I have a 3-month follow-up in Indiana, and I have a 6-month follow-up in Indiana. Okay. So, like I said, it's a lot of traveling, but like I said, man, it's really peanuts to the type of things that I watch my grandmother go through, that I watch my mother, the things that she deal with on a day-to-day basis, the things I see my father go through. Those things the things I'm going through are really peanuts to where, you know what I'm saying, the things that they've been through and they still living today and making it. So, like I said, they're my motivation because I watch them struggle on a day-to-day basis and still make things happen for myself and my sister. Right. So, like I said, I really don't even look at it. Like I said, I just hope to be a motivation to other kids because, you know, my dad always tell me you can look at a cup as half empty or half full. Mm-hmm. And so I look at it as half full. Right. So.
I like that. I like that a lot. Speaking of Indianapolis, in 2013, you went there for a sports forum or something like that. What was that all about?
Man, it was my former teammate, Preston Laird, who's now a special assistant to the head coach at New Mexico State. Right. He was selected through for his, like I said, they select 300 athletes out of almost 2,700, 2,800 applicants. And they take from Division 1, 2, and 3, all sports. Preston said, man, this really helped me with my career. It looks good on your resume. I think you should apply. I said, man, I'm not going to get that. Like I said, I'm not, my GPA's at a, borderline 3.0. They're not finna consider. He's like, man, I think you really should apply for it. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll apply. So what I did was I got with my family. I told them what was going on. They told me they think I should really apply for it. Okay. Applied for it, went through, passed the preliminary voting. Next thing I know, man, I say middle through the year, they sent an email saying, congratulations, you've been selected out of 279 of us out of 2,600 applicants. So, like I said, what that did was it put you in the sports career. It gave you a broader light of athletic directing, coaching, marketing, public relations. Like I said, it gave you a broader view of what you really, if this is really what you want to do, we're gonna let you live this life for 3 days. Okay. Like I said, so we went from 6 in the morning to midnight one night. We went from It was just crazy. It was a crazy experience, but it let me know, okay, man, it's a lot of hours, but it's not about you. It's about these kids, and it's about helping people get to the next level. And so it changed their lives. Like I said, basketball changed my life, so I feel like I should get back to the game.
And your major was sports and leisure management, right? Yeah. So sports and leisure management, and now for the past year, you've been a graduate assistant at UT Chatt. So how is that? And congratulations with that also.
I appreciate it. It was, like I said, all through God. I mean, I applied late for graduate assistantship because I didn't know what I wanted to do afterwards. And I knew it was coaching, but I didn't know the steps. My dad, me and my dad, we sat down. I got a lot of emails together. I sent out almost 1,000 emails in 2 days. Like I said, I was emailing every coach in the country, just asking, Coach, you have a spot on this is my resume. Here's what I can bring to your table. My playing experience. I won 100 games at the University of Memphis. I can bring a lot. Man, and I just didn't know. I was stuck. Like I said, I was stuck. I didn't know what was next. Man, Coach Will Wade, who's now at VCU, he was my coach at UT Chattanooga. He emailed me, man, he sent the email out April 30th. Man, I'm thinking May 10th I did an interview. May 12th I started. Like I said, it was all just like this. I mean, it happened so quick. So it happened too quick for me. But like I said, with the help of my parents and with the blessing of God, things just happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just don't even worry. Like I said, I just have faith that everything will run its course, and if what's meant to be, will be.
Having faith and letting everything run its course. So what do you see yourself doing now? Are you staying with UT Chatt, or are you going to somewhere else better or worse, or what's going on?
That question, I've been getting that question, man, a lot. Basically because a lot of people want to know because of the coaching change that I went through. I was blessed not to go through the coaching change as a player, but I see how difficult it is to go through a coaching change as an athlete, student athlete. You know, it's kind of tough. I seen how those children reacted, or those men, I should say. So to answer your question, I really don't know. I really don't know. I have some things that are lined up for me, you know, back home as well as in Chattanooga, or where my old coach is, but he's still my coach, Coach Wade, where he still is. So I'm really at VCU, correct. So I'm still just weighing my options. Like I said, I really don't know. I have to make a decision soon, but I feel like what's meant to be would drop right in my lap. I feel like it'll be like, yeah, this is it. So whether I'm here at the University of Memphis, whether I'm at a high school, whether I'm in Chattanooga, whether I'm in middle school, AAU, it doesn't matter. Like I said, it really doesn't matter. I feel like if I just work hard and I keep my faith and I just stay loyal and humble, that the people around me they'll guide me in the right direction. So I just tend to listen to my mother and father a lot because I know they won't steer me wrong, and I just ask their opinion. So with their help, who knows where I land. I figure it'll work itself out.
Right. So with the coaching, you do it because you want to help others. Is that what you feel is your ultimate goal in life?
One thing, and I get this Coach Cal. I do a lot of studying with Coach Calipari. Okay. Like I said, he always said, you know, if they don't care, if they don't know how much you know, if they don't know how much you care. So if that's a broad statement. He said they don't care how much you know if they don't know how much you care. Okay. So pretty much what he's saying is to get to the players, they have to know how much you really care about them. And if they succeed, you'll succeed. You feel me? So it's not really about the money with me. You know, of course, everybody has to eat, you know, and that's one of the things where I'm trying to label myself financially right now. I'm just trying to get a stable foundation. But at the same time, you know, it's all about those children and those kids, those young boys that you're helping grow. Like I said, because I've seen a lot. You know what I'm saying? To be 22 going on 23 years old, I've seen athletes, man, go to the pros. I've seen them not go to the pro. I've seen athletes who go overseas and come back and want to do something different. So I feel like with my connections in the city and throughout this country that I've been blessed to have, I feel like that may be my ultimate reason for being here is to help others. Because like I said, a lot of people help me. And like I said, my mother and father, but my family, my whole family. And like I said, I have an extended family. I have University of Memphis. I have the Walker Home community where Mitchell High is. Like everybody played a part in helping me get to where I am. So why shouldn't, you know, I feel like I should at least give back, do as much as I can to put back into a child or put back into a young man to help them succeed their dreams.
Okay, thank you. So I like that answer too. So I'm going to say a sentence, say a statement, and I'm going to let you finish it. The game of basketball means to me
what media means to you.
I like that. Okay, so what do you think that means to me?
Obviously, you love it. You know what I'm saying? I've been following you for a while. I saw your website. I saw you on Twitter. I see your work, and I know that you love it. Right. Like I said, you love it, and you love what you do. So what the camera means to you is what the ball means to me.
Okay, and I like that. I love that from our former Tiger, Trey Draper. Is there anything else that you want to get out and let the world know that you're up to or anything like that?
Memphis is always my home, no matter if I'm in Chattanooga, VCU, here, or across the country, or even international. No matter where I am, Memphis is always my home. My dream is to come back here one day and be the head coach of the University of Memphis. Okay. And other than that, man, if Coach Pastner retires when he's 60, 70 years old, you know, maybe it'll work out. Who knows? Go Tigers.
And there you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Janika Renee and
Trey Draper.
We'll see you soon. Thank you.